All right, I'm back. Did my thing. As I said, I'll be back, so I'm a bit late. I planned for 9 and it was 9:49 now, isn't it? Wow, look at that. Interesting. So we're coming back to test the neckline. Ooh. Let me see what I had before. Scenario 1. Okay. Scenario 2. Didn't take so you see it's not as bearish as you'd imagine, huh? Because this is kind of where we're at the moment. Do we take the highs and come right back down? And then obviously the other thing I did mention was, what if it takes the highs and holds and continues? Yeah, so it's good to kind of map it out. Here we're kind of somewhere between here and here at the moment. This obviously didn't play out. It couldn't get lower. You see here, it couldn't get lower. So I think it's a lot more bullish than maybe we thought. Hi, altcoin dreamy, how's it going? Yes, I'm back. Right, it's not looking too bad at the moment. Let's have a look at the order flow. Liquidations, yeah, you just got to buy those liquidations now. Oh yeah, really bullish. Look at that. Easy spot. Yeah, no problem longing that. You can long this. So once that liquidation came in, people were longing like crazy. And I think that's the pattern of things to come. Every time you see a liquidation bubble like that, you just got to long. Yeah, that's kind of in the bull market. That's really the only way you know when to long. That kind of got one there where there was no bullish CVD, but once the bullish CVD started to appear, people started to really kind of long. Trap shorts possibly. Let me see. Short close there. Yeah, look, 1.2 million, 1.8 million shorts there, increasing OI. So you've got some shorts coming in here. See that? So prices come right back down. Someone got really bearish, shorted the low here. Another short here. Look, another short, 2.1 million. Some aggressive shorts here, huh? At the lows. CVD going down. Price is being absorbed. So the shorts were hitting a brick wall effectively. Look, what else is there? Anything to... These are the two big ones. These two candles, increasing OI, decreasing prices. You can clearly see the imbalances. And then they got trapped. Squeeze, a little squeeze there. Short close there. Maybe here the short was like, shit, it's not going down. I'm just going to close my position before I get liquidated. And then here, maybe a short got squeezed. Long's coming in there, pushing the price up, increasing OI, increasing CVD, increasing prices. This is another kind of there are shorts in this candle, huh? It's interesting. I'm starting to see a bit of shorting, huh? And it's a bit shorting here as well. Look, 1.7. They're literally hitting a brick wall, these shorts. Literally. There, that's the big squeeze. 2.6 million drop in OI. Got squeezed. Nice longs coming in. So we're coming back to the VWAP. This is the test, I think, isn't it? This is the test. This is what we're going to see what happens next. I'm still seeing some bullish absorption here, actually. Look, just now in the last 5 minutes, look at the CVD, it's dropped again. So Another shakeout, huh? Another shakeout potentially. I don't know if you took a long, but yeah, this is where the longs will close if they're day trading or bounce trading. Coming back into this value area, the Trump pump value area high. Now that I've kind of, let me hide that. Let me just pull the volume and see if that's made any, this last couple of hours has made any difference to the value area. Not really. Yes, we're actually getting above the Trump pump value area high. It's actually come down a little bit. Just make sure I've done it correctly. Yeah, look at that. So we're in a bit of a kind of no man's land. Kind of in between value areas. The original range and this Trump pump value area high that I've marked out, which has come down a little bit just by the volume that's actually just come in here, has kind of moved it down a little bit. So I mean, I'm wondering if we just get right back in, to be honest with you. If it was bearish, we would have rejected here. If we were going down, we should have rejected already. And you wouldn't be seeing such bullish CVD. The hell no. So that I'm getting really bullish. I'm getting really bullish. I kind of have to look at my phone and see where I'm at. So yeah. Now people who got like liquidated are like, shit, let's get back in. I'm trying to get back in. Amazing. All right, let's have a look at some of the things then. Bitcoin dominance. Oh, there's a few viewers here. Huh? Say hi, guys. I don't know if you're here unless you say hi. This dominance is interesting. Look, we've come all the way back to the 50% mark. Here, there's a bit of volume here on this dominance chart. What does that look like to you? Green, red, green, SFP highs, red. Honestly, I think this is bearish. It looks bearish to me. It's not bullish in the sense that if it was bullish, you'd have a bigger reaction here from the lows of this weekly candle on the second attempt. First attempt, it's gone up, so it's a little bit this candle here is like a bull trap because it looks bullish, it is, but then it goes all the way up, gets rejected from the highs, and it goes all the way down, closing right at the lows. Minimal reaction off the lows. Not really, no real respect here. There is respect on the 50% mark, but I guess that's going to be tested again. What's the is there any divergence here on BTC dominance? Let's have a look. There is a little bit of bullish divergences here. And here you've got bearish divergence, like on the higher time frame, you've got a little bit of bearish divergence. Let's have a look. Timing is on point. Mersad, BA, welcome. Nice to see you. Random speaker, yeah. The timing's right. What's going on? Right. Yeah, it was nice. Oh, there's a few people joining us. Welcome everyone, welcome. Just kind of chilling this evening, not really doing anything apart from chilling. I did a live stream just at 4 p.m. today. I go over Bitcoin and some other things. I posted it on my X. I went over Zeph, I went over TRVL, Cake, and Notcoin. And now I'm just back. I went out and came back. Just chilling now, nothing planned. Blender TR. You got in at 30 cents. Better have a look at it then, huh? I don't know what I did. What did I do? I didn't do anything. I just told you what I saw. But let's have a look at it. I've got some Blender, actually. I bought some. I did, yeah, I did. It should be in my list here. Oh, fuck. This is not all gone to waste, this TA. I'm actually like, if I see something that I like, I pick it up. That was the mistake I made a year ago. Where is it though? I can't find it. It's on fire, is it? Are you sure? Really? I need to get my phone. Hold on. Let's have a look. Blender. Let's see. Oh, wow. It's basically up over 100%, huh? Last 7 days, 96% up. Wow. It's still... It's amazing. I've literally doubled my money. literally doubled my money on Blender. Crazy. I'm just charging my phone. I'm just gonna send the plug over there. Let's have a look at it. Why is it there though? It should be here. Okay, let's just here. Let me pull it up all the way to here. B. This is all in alphabetical now, so I can keep it alphabetical. Oh my god, look at that. It's a candle and a half. I've got a lot of lines. I've got a lot of lines. Let me just get rid of them. Let me hide them. It's just literally destroy. Oh, it's at a. Wow. I don't know what I said, to be honest with you. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to find it because I'm interested to know what I said, actually, to see if I was right or wrong. Because sometimes, you know, it's good, it helps. For some reason it's on this stream, Blender. Let's see. Mute it. Find it. Oh my god, this is going to be painful. Core AI. Slurp. Wish there was a way to just find it. Oh, there you go. Octa. Should I have a look at Octa as well? It's the same as Octa quiz. Centralized AW. That helps. Yeah, I've got a bit. I'm just chilling tonight, yeah, so I can chart what you want, guys. Keep the volume low a little bit until let's see. This is looking nice at the moment because you're getting a really nice reaction, and it's a swing failure of that previous say low here, and it's increasing volume. That's good. That's what you want to see. All right, that is what you want to see. That was the daily chart. Let's have a look. That was here. So it actually went lower, huh? It actually went lower. So I didn't look at it since that day. It got a reaction. It came up. A bull wants to see that kind of reaction. So I like this fib too. So I kind of keep that. All right. Let me just, as it comes underneath, comes back up. That's your trade. Yeah. So I explain that. Yeah. That might be enough. So I can't tell you if it's going to be enough. I don't know. Value area lower. I've marked it out. It's also a weekly level here. So let me just mark out this height. This V. Again, I think I'm not 100% about this level. And actually, when I'm just looking at this chart, personally, and I don't know, I can't predict the future, so I have no idea. Personally, I'd either wait for a sign of strength, and the problem with this chart is that you've got this big point of control which is above us, and it also corresponds to the volume area here. Yeah. And you go up 100%, and that's going to be a really nice take profit. If I go long here, I'm going to take profit here. That's 100%. If I put in $1,000 here, I'm definitely going to take profit at the point of control. And then buy some nice invalidation then coin every year for 5 years here, or you need to see a massive sign of strength. If I put in $1,000 over up and just reclaim this area, and then buy some, it's easy for, yeah. So the strategy is, again, I don't know if that was helpful, to be honest with you. I guess it was, but I didn't really call anything, to be honest with you. I just said I like this. I didn't really give much insight. I don't think I did. It doesn't look like I did. But I did mark out this value area low, which is the only thing that kind of makes me think there was something useful there. It's not straightforward, but yeah, look, in hindsight, look what happened. It came to the value area low, found support, and then it's just gone up to the point of control. So that's your first impulse. This is your second impulse. That's your third impulse, isn't it? But it hasn't. The thing about this third impulse is it's not, is it? It doesn't work. How does it not work? Let me just kind of see how this works. Hold on. If that's your first impulse, that's your second impulse. This is your third impulse here. See, it's amazing how you come back to charts and you see things differently. When you get new information, it kind of gives you a little bit of a clue. The one thing I love about this is the volume. Yeah, so I can't deny it. Like when I look at this volume, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this because I got a really good position. You probably did as well. You said you came in at 30 cents, so you've literally got the best position as far as this token is concerned, barring the launch. Okay, the volume backs it up really, because you've got this increasing volume, increasing prices. That's a strong move, and that's a very strong impulsive move. But just looking at this price action here, you could maybe argue that there was a 1 2 3 4 5 here. Just looking at it now, it kind of follows the rules, doesn't it? It abides by the rules, and they do look quite impulsive in this context now, whereas before we were thinking, I don't even know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I can't really remember. it was a while, it was like a week ago. So let's just have a look at these ratios actually. Came back to the 786. This probably ended here. And like 1 2 3 4 5 down here, then up 1 2 3 4. I mean, this is the thing. Where's the 5? Maybe it was that green, just that single green candle, and it dropped all the way down to here. You could argue that this is abiding by the rules, because it doesn't actually close within the, you see, it kind of holds where it holds. The wick, forget about the wicks, but the closes are important. In crypto, I've learned that the closes are really important, less so the wicks. So you see it doesn't close within there. Potentially that's the 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Very impulsive. And so that's your 1, and then you come back to, for some kind of corrective move, A, B, C, D, whatever, like a 5 wave down, and then you've got your first impulse, which is your wave 3. So this is the wave 1 of the wave 3 now. That's why it's so impulsive. And technically this, the price should not go below this level here, because that's your wave one here. So you can't do that. You can't go below it. Worst case scenario. Okay, that's what I'm seeing right now. And obviously I don't know how far this through is. It's really impulsive, huh? So you think higher, huh? You wouldn't think that's it. You think much higher. I'm not looking. Just, you know, it's really interesting. Like, you know, they say don't catch a falling knife. You don't sell into a rocket, do you? You just hang on tight. That's a rocket. When you look at the volume, yeah, that's a fucking rocket. You don't sell into that. You just let it let it rocket, let it go into space. The same way you don't catch a falling knife either. You don't sell into rockets. You just let them kind of land where they want to land. Anyway, we're buying spot for the duration of the bull market, or until the end of alt season. So even though I said in my stream, you know, maybe this is a good place to sell, it is a really good place to sell. You've just 2x your money. You get 10 of those trades and you've made $1 million, basically. It's really that simple if you think about it. Yeah. How many 2x's can you get in crypto? Plenty in a bull market. So all you need is like 10 in a row and you've made $1 million. No? It's food for thought, huh? Is it 10? Am I right? Is my maths right? Let me just quickly work it out on a calculator. It's 2 to the power of 10. 10 to the power of 2. It's 10, isn't it? Yeah. You only need 10 2x's to make $1 million from $1,000. Yeah, you've just made a 2x, so you need to catch those. Yeah, you need to catch 10 of those. But to make that work, you'd have to take the whole profit right now, and then you'd have to find the next 2x. You have to find the next altcoin, and 2x the next one, and then 2x the next one. Do exactly the same. Repeat that 10 times in a row. It's very doable. I'm tempted to do it, actually. Not with this though. I mean, I kind of like just kind of not what I don't. If I was like, I mean, if I was trading, I'd be doing things very differently. Right now, I'm not really trading much. I'm just kind of leveraging and deleveraging. So anyway, so let's just say that's a 1, 2, 3. Let's just do a fib extension now. And feel free to, if you guys want to share me your charts, I can easily add you as a moderator, and you can share a link. So if you do fancy, if you're charting as well and you've got a chart to share, just let me know and I can quickly add you as a moderator and we can have a look at your charts too. I'm happy to look at other people's charts. So you see the 1.618 here corresponds with the 236 here. I think just because of the way we've just kind of easily smashed into this point of control, we've smashed into it. I think we're probably going higher, and I'd like to see a reaction. I'd like to see where the price properly reacts. This is, for me, there's no reaction here. Not good enough. It's not a good enough reaction for me to even contemplate lower at the moment. I think it's going higher. Does that make sense? And so one way to do it is to count waves, but the corrections are bullish, aren't they? You're getting quite bullish corrections here, so it's actually quite difficult to know if this is the impulse or if this is just correcting upwards. I can clearly see that this is impulsive here, but this looks like it's correcting upwards actually. Does that make sense? It doesn't really look like it's impulsing upwards at the moment. It looks like it's just correcting upwards. So I'd like to see where this actually does find resistance. At the moment, there's confluence here, slightly higher. And it is possible that we go up and find resistance there. I'd like to see it first, actually, before I contemplate anything. If I was going to trade it, before I contemplate. Otherwise, I'd probably be thinking much higher, because it's the wave 3 as well. And because of the volume, I'm thinking much higher, much higher. Yeah, does that make sense? And so it's really hard to know which fib is going to actually react. Usually the ones that you want are the ones with confluence. So you've got confluence here at the 1.618 with this 236. You've got confluence here at the 1 to 3 with this value area high. And maybe that's the target now. And then maybe this wave 4 would be some kind of back test of this 236. And then the wave 5, no one really, like, you can't really preempt that. Let's just imagine we're going higher. Yeah, let's just imagine we're going to go into the top there to the 1 to 4 on this move. I don't know. Yeah, but then the other thing is, you could also get this wave 3 do that, and this is just 5 waves. And so this is kind of a slightly higher time frame move situation. You could get just 5 waves here. I don't know. Again, I have no idea. Let's just say this is your wave 1 here. I mean, who knows? You could totally get something like that all the way up to the top. I don't know, actually. You just have to see what happens. But there are levels, so if you're interested in levels, let me combine them with my higher time frame levels here. So, okay, this changes things, because these higher time frames levels tell me that we've got really big resistance here at 2.25 cents, right? And we also have resistance here at cents. Fuck, I'm thinking cents. $1.7 and 2.25. Yeah, there's both the weekly levels here, and what's interesting about these levels is that they correspond with the fib extensions, these 2.618 and the 1 to 3. Do you see that? So there is confluence there, here and here, and I think it would be nice to get, there's more confluence at the top there because it's also the value area high. So I think it's realistic that our wave 3 here takes us to there, if possible. But in order for that to happen, you kind of need to hit this level, clear the liquidity for the last wave to hit your final target, which is there. You kind of need it to go up like that. Big 1, smaller 3, and then the final push to 5. And then you're looking for a corrective wave, maybe back, depending on if it's flat, it could just be like that, coming back to this weekly level. If it's a deeper correction, then you could be coming back to test this value area and this point of control. You know, there's lots of things that could happen in that situation. And then you'll be looking for a wave 5. And then that would complete this kind of wave 1, this bigger wave 1, and then 2, and then amazing would be if we can 3, and then get a bigger, higher time frame 3 into price discovery when tokens start to go a little bit more parabolic at the beginning of next year, like maybe February or March. That's kind of what I'm imagining, right? How amazing would that be if we can get into all-time highs at the exact right time when things start to go crazy parabolic. Okay, and this is just it's not a projection, and none of this is financial advice. This is just one iteration of what could happen, and there's many iterations, there's many possibilities. Yeah, this is just one possibility. If everything works the way I imagined in this context, and there's no reason why tomorrow you don't wake up and the price isn't flat back down here, because this is crypto. Crypto is crazy like that. Yeah, so just remember, everything I say is this for entertainment value. It's speculative, predictive price action. It's not. But when I do say there's resistance here, that I really do mean it. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not like making that shit up. There's a weekly level with a value area high with a 1 to 3 fib extension on this trend based fib extension that I just drew. There's quite big resistance there, so just make sure you, if you are looking to trade or take profit, you know, that's a good place. And so from 30 cents to, that's when you entered, right? That's a 600% increase in value. So just bear that in mind. It might be worth just taking your initial investment out at that, if we do 5 waves and get there. Does that make sense? Just think about it, right? All right, guys. That's fun. All right, what else? Come on, there's a few people here. Because well, otherwise I'm just gonna go and have a look through my list. Link. All right. Oh, trust altcoin dreaming to come up with 3 completely unheard of tokens. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Dude, you come up with so many interesting tokens that you must literally be spending your 24 hours in these charts looking at tokens. Let's just have a link, because I've probably got it pre-done. Oh my god, are you kidding me? It's at 17.9. I've been buying Link. Sorry, I had to get my phone. I just have to look at my I was buying the dip like crazy. Where's Link? Oh, nice. I like that. I'm very happy about that. Oh, wow. Okay. That's fun. Yeah. I was just like buying. All right. Amazing. Wow. So if Link is strong, that tells you that crypto is stronger. Crypto, if Link is strong. Buy the dips. You can't get better advice than that. Buy the dips, scale into the dips. I don't know. I mean, I have been quite bullish on Link. I've even done streams on Link. So let me just see what I did last time, and it will help me remember what I said, because I do so many videos, I don't really know. I really can't remember everything. I wish I could, huh? It'd be nice if I could. If I had the photographic memory, it would be nice if everyone had that. That's live now, huh? I don't know why these TRBLs. Okay, it must be in that one. No, that's today. I don't know why Link is coming from that one. Get rid of it. really need to tag these better. No, there's none of this is helpful. There, no. All right, let's just pull my let's just, I must have done it then, huh? Look, 27th of November, huh? Let's have a look. 27th of November. Let me see what I said. It wasn't long ago. Wait, hold on. No. 27th of November 23. Oh my god, look at that. See how long ago that was? It's a long time ago, huh? Anyway, I'm not gonna go and watch that video because I'll probably freak out. It's funny, huh? It's pretty funny that I didn't get the way it moved right. Obviously I didn't get it right, but look, the area of interest was absolutely spot on. It's basically somewhere around here. That was your buy zone, and for some reason I've drawn this yellow line as well, so, and that kind of held. We are in the wave 3, and that was the wave 1. This is the beginning of the next wave, the wave 3. It's a tricky one because if this is the beginning of the next wave, yeah, then we're going to take the all-time high and go beyond it. And technically my target is beyond it. It's all the way up to like $100 technically. That would make sense at the big, to start at the 1.272. if this is the wave 3. It looks like it is, because here you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a bit of a correction here, and now we're beginning again, aren't we? It's what it looks like just on this higher time frame, but this is a higher time frame, so it could take a little bit of time to get there, and it's definitely conducive to Bitcoin getting to much higher prices, because Link at $100, well, what's the market cap of Link going to be? It's 11 at the moment, so it's like a 5x. You're talking about like a $50 billion market cap token. That really does require Bitcoin to keep on pushing if we want to get to higher numbers, because that 50 billion in the current context of today's top 10, yeah, would put Link at number 8. And right now, look where Link is. It's at number 16. And the reality is, if Link goes up to 50 billion, then all of these are going to go up like crazy. Not just Link. It's not going to just overtake these, is it? Well, it might, but will it overtake Polkadot? Although Polkadot is pumping too, so Ton will probably pump as well. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have advice. I think if you really want to get in on spot, then just scale in. Like, just use a time-based approach and just dollar cost average in, or just, you need a strategy like that, and don't FOMO. Just kind of scale in, or wait for the first big BTC pullback. Like, be extremely patient and just wait for Bitcoin to do its first 20% pullback. Yeah, and you may have to wait a while. If you're not exposed to crypto, it could be excruciatingly painful if you wait for that. But effectively, what you're looking for in Bitcoin is a 20% pullback, basically. Yeah, not this, not a 3%. You're looking for a 20%. Yeah, that's going to be the first big opportunity for anyone with a large amount of capital to get involved with crypto, looking at the charts. And there's no reason, no one really knows how far this is going to go before that happens. And it is possible that this goes on forever, like really not forever, but like you get what I mean, like for a long time. That being said, it is also possible if we do go up and take 100k without any problems next week, if we get a rejection higher up, 20% would take us 20 to take us back to 90k, 91k in a channel, then you'd really want to look to buy your tokens then. Or if you're, or just look at the fear greed guide. That's a really good way of entering crypto. So right at the moment we're at extreme greed. Look, yesterday we were at 90. So already we're down like 13 points. So this can come down really quickly if things start to get a little bit kind of hairy for certain people. Yeah, and really you want to get in when it's about 20 or 30. When this comes down to about 20 or 30, if you're looking to deploy a large amount of capital, then just be patient and wait for this to come down to 20 or 30. Yeah, or just dollar cost average in, and just keep on doing that, and don't think about the price. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really giving advice. I'm just kind of saying that there are different ways of approaching this. Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking, but I mean, if you have a higher time horizon on Link, if you have a higher time horizon, you think that Link is going to go up to $100, then we're still good, huh? We're still okay. If you look at the charts, these bullish candles, you can buy those candles. Yeah, you just have to be willing to scale in if there's a pullback next month. Yeah, so at the moment we're coming into resistance. So if you're trading it, you would never buy here, because you're coming into resistance and it's already pumped. Yeah, so if you're trading it, you're actually, as a trader, you'd be looking for shorts or no trade. Yeah, so it's a very different kind of approach to trading than to slight higher time frame investing. And you have to separate the two. You can't just you have to put one aside or the other aside. You can't mix them. You can't be trading and investing and using the same methods and the same approach. It's the same technical analysis, but the way you do things is slightly differently. At the moment, for most people, it's in the context of where we are in the altcoin market. Just buy altcoins and just dollar cost average in. You're still good. You're still okay. We still haven't gone parabolic on a lot of coins. Yeah, and you know, this could still move up and do like 400-500%. There are some coins that will do 100x still, or 1000x still. And so the reason why we're looking at these smaller tokens, yeah, is because they haven't moved and they have that potential. So for example, see, look, Claw, look at it. Oh, it did move. Oh shit, Claw moved. Ooh. Oh yeah, I looked at that. Yeah, Right, forget about Claw. Here, look, Cray. We've been looking at Cray for a while. It's a 6 million market cap token. Yeah. It's at 0.008 cents. Cryptify. If that was to go from a 6 million, is it 6 million or less or more? That's not the right one. Cray. Five, yeah, 6 million, yeah. If that goes to 60 million, that's already a 10x. You're already beating Link. Does that make sense? So there's a lot, and these kind of lower market cap tokens have the potential to go much more than a simple 10x. Yeah, from 60 to 60 million in the context of crypto is a cinch. From 60 to 600 million is also a cinch if the project is sound, if the project is decent. Yeah. So, you know, with a project like this, if it's decent, if it's a decent project, if you have to do any research, but if you fancy it, you know, a project like this in the context of a crazy Bitcoin market could 100x. So just, you know, it's food for thought. And just looking at this chart, this is the MEXC chart. So it's not a real, this isn't the actual chart because it launched. Let me have a look at it now, actually. Cena's asking me, how did you learn how to TA? Well, with a lot of pain, huh? A lot of pain. It's painful. I think most, if you're looking to learn how to TA, then most of what you're going to be able to get is from YouTube videos and just reading and just persistent desire to learn and developing and watching the charts and learning and also trading as well. You have to trade. If you don't trade, you won't learn. And if you don't lose money, you won't learn either. And so a lot of the most pertinent lessons, the most valuable ones come from losing money. Yeah. And you know, when they say that the good traders liquidate, I wouldn't call myself a good trader, but I think I can agree. Liquidations teach you a lot. Losing money teaches you a lot. So it's very difficult to tell people this is how you become a good trader, because I'm also kind of saying to you, you probably have to lose your money to become a good trader or to learn the hard lessons. Yeah. And I don't really want people to lose money. So I kind of think it's probably better to not trade and just invest on a higher time frame using a very simple dollar cost average approach at the right time, buying at the right times and selling at the right times. Okay. And if you can keep it that simple, you won't lose money, you'll make money, and you won't have to deal with the emotional pain and tribulations of that most traders go through. Yeah, and it's horrible. You don't really want to experience it. I tell you, it's a really horrible feeling, and it could ruin your life, you know, in so many ways. I don't recommend it. Yeah, becoming a trader is not, it's not really that much fun. Yeah. And then you see a lot of traders who are making a shit ton of money really easily, and you think, oh, wouldn't it be great if I was like that? But they don't show you when they lose money. That's the other thing. You have to be careful, because they're like posting their videos and, you know, when they're having good times, but they never really show you. They're not like sharing their lives when they've lost everything, or when they've been liquidated, or when they've over leveraged, or when they've made a mistake and they've sold instead of bought, or something like that, or they've leveraged incorrectly and they've actually lost their money, you know. So you just got to be aware of that. So it's like seeing the glamours of celebrities, not realizing that celebrities really don't have fun lives, you know, or whatever. So if you want a TA, you could just learn. Look, I basically do it every day. You can just watch what I'm doing and copy. Yeah, and so that's kind of what you can do, and keep it very simple. Don't complicate your charts. Try not to do everything. Just keep it very simple. And so usually what I do, which is what I share every single time when I do a chart, what do? I draw the volume. Yeah, I want to see the volume. I do the fibs. So I do higher time frame fibs on a log scale, logarithmic scale. Okay. And then I also contemplate liquidity levels based on candle structure and formations. And then where you see areas of confluence, that's good areas to buy or sell. Okay. But what I do think is that in the context of the Bitcoin bull market, we're going to see a really mental alt season, and most people will make most of their money in that short period of time. And you don't really need to learn TA for that. You just need to keep on buying, yeah, and then sell when the market is suddenly when you suddenly see when suddenly friends and like family members and suddenly people that you never even speak to start messaging you and talking to you about crypto and where to buy XRP or Dogecoin or something like that. When you start to see it on mainstream media all day long, then you start selling. And that's really just keep it as simple as that. All right. And most people don't need to learn TA. All right. Does that help? Probably not. All right. So Cray is an interesting one. If you're interested, you see you hit this 1-to-1 here and it stopped. I don't think the point of control has shifted to the lows yet, but we are finding support on this 382, aren't we? So was this impulsive? You know, actually, altcoin dreaming, I'm actually thinking there's no impulse here. I don't think this is impulsive. I'm not crazy about this impulse. Like I've been thinking about the movement of this token, and I think if that was impulsive, we should have impulsed again by now, and we haven't. So what I'm thinking here is we had the launch, and this is just some kind of corrective equilibrium that we're finding now before like an accumulation pattern without any kind of impulsiveness. Even though you could argue that there was impulse here, I'm actually thinking there is no impulse because the volume doesn't really support it. And I mean, it does go up a lot, huh, from the drop. Mm. All right, let me have a look at some of the other tokens. So Link, yeah. So anyway, can't remember what I was saying now. I'm probably talking too much. Let's have a look at some of those other ones. ICNX, DNX, and anyone. And Airweave. Oh wow. Well, I mean, it held the point of control, didn't it? And it is going up. It just It just hasn't, it didn't happen exactly kind of, it was like, when was it going to happen? It was going to happen, right? This is looking good, huh? It's not bullish, but really bullish uh, candle. How much higher is it from the lows here? I didn't get any. 57, 57%. It was a good buyer. Had a good last 12 hours yesterday and today. From yesterday. You've gone and put in a higher high on the daily time frame now. It's kind of what you want to see, huh? That's it. I mean, I think we're in alt season, aren't we? Quant platform. So Nadi, I have a look at it for you now. But I mean, I looked at Quant platform earlier, but I have another look. I don't mind. There's an ABC here on this corrective move here, somewhere there. Do you see that? And it's quite nicely balanced as well in terms of the timings, like a 1-to-1 there. To the B, it was like a 1-to-1, and then from the B, the A to the B to the C, it looks like a 1-to-1. Oh. Thereabouts, where it kind of puts in this low. So that's your correction, isn't it? It looks like it for me. And so if you've got, and we've put in a higher high on a daily time, it's a really nice token, huh? It's only up 50%. I almost should buy some. It's on Mexi. Probably here. We've already found a little bit of resistance here at the 618. The 1-to-1 takes us back to the highs of this range. We're at the 618 now. The 618 corresponds roughly with that high volume node. Did I do fibs? No. Let's do fibs. Yeah, I mean it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? Look, we found resistance on the 236, and which is also corresponding to the 618. So the ratios are right on this Elliott wave from from the 0 to the top of the 5, which is the end of the 1, with an ABC corrective move down to where this impulse really begins there, the ratio is right because it takes us to the 618 there, which corresponds perfectly with the 236. All right, so you see that, don't you? Altcoin, I'm chatting to you. You're there, right? So the next kind of big ratio, which kind of corresponds with confluence here, is the value area high, isn't it? It's roughly where the 382 is and this 1.272 extension. And that's obviously going past this 1-to-1. So probably that's the target. But again, that would make sense. If we can wave up to there, then you only have to come back to the top of this 5. Now the question is, because in this context, this is the 1, isn't it? It's up to there. It's not all the way up to there. You just bear that in mind. And then this is the 2. So if that's the 3, then it would be okay. You've got enough room to backtest here for the 4 for the last wave, if it can get up to halfway mark, possibly. Maybe that would be your first wave for a corrective, and then the next wave, the next big wave, and I'd probably be looking for this back test, to be honest with you. Just looking at it now, let it go up, kind of clear all the liquidity, find resistance, come back for a really nice juicy back test of the top of this one, rather than kind of buy into the pump. If it happens, it's just food for thought. The volume doesn't make me FOMO, huh? I'm not getting FOMO with this volume. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like thinking, shit, this volume is good. It gives me a little bit of confidence about buying. Like if we had much higher volume, then I'd be like, okay, the volume is good, so this move is looking strong right now. And I'm not getting that feeling right now at the moment. There is good volume in this accumulation drop here, but it's all relative, isn't it? So I can't really tell. So maybe if we just get this kind of get a rejection and then a nice black backflip here, back test, that would be okay. Look at the volume on CMC here. INCX. What did I do wrong? Icon.x. Let's just try that. Yeah, it's really low volume. Huh? Do you have a link for me? Can you show me what you've seen? Nadi, hi. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, don't worry. George, I'm gonna do it. Don't worry. Sorry, no one else is messaging me. Sorry, I thought I was missed something. I'm on the chart. Vol on CMC. This one here. Actually, this is for me. This is there's a it went up quite higher here and it lost the lows. That's quite concerning, isn't it? I think I'm quite concerned about that. Did I not look at this before? It is a bit problematic because you've got a lot of trapped volume in this early rise, and you know, effectively this pivot low here that was put in on the 4th of April will probably act as a bit higher time frame resistance. I mean, it's still much higher than where we are now. It's like a 4x from where we are now, like about 19 cents. Let me have a look at that. So I didn't see that, huh? That is concerning because you don't see that on MEXC. This is really concerning. I can't really tell. There's quite a lot of volume there in the highs. $1 million, 2 million. I mean, look, it's not that much volume. If we have volume taking us up, it can be cleared very easily. Look, volume 1.2 million. So you only need like 1.2 million volume to clear that volume, yeah? So that's all. You just need to match the volume that came in at those levels to clear it if anyone's trapped. And so you've got volume here as well. Look, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. So there's a bit of volume here as well. This is actually, these areas are where the most volume are. That all has to be cleared. It wasn't really that much in context. So it might be possible to clear all that volume with a crazy bull market. In any case, maybe let it go up there, fall back, and then that's your trade. And then again, the problem is you're only going up 200% before you start hitting volume. Maybe the golden pocket. It has to, if you don't see the volume, you just have to exit on a trade like that. And the other issue is that it has, but I mean, if it goes up to the top, up to $1, it's like a 20x. So. Yeah, it's food for thought. Let me we can have a look, we can revisit this, see if that plays out like this or differently. Let me just Nadi, hi. Honestly, I don't really look at the RSI. But that's a 93 weekly. Which token is it that you're looking at? Could you show me? Is there a specific token that you're looking at? I think when you're an oversold or overbought, you should always be thinking to take profit. Definitely take profit. Yeah. But selling to exit and selling to take profit, and then they're slightly different. And then obviously shorting and longing are slightly different. So, and some of it has got to do with time as well. So I just don't feel like we're in a selling time right now. We're in the buying time. Even if we pull back, I don't know if it's smart. You have to be really good to time intraday trading or intra-week trading and get it right. And the danger is, like, for example, yeah, like today we had a little bit of a pullback. Did anyone sell? I don't know. Maybe some people did, because what happened to the fear index? Where is it? Here. It went from, yesterday we were at 93 extreme greed, and today we dropped 13 points. So certainly some people sold because some people were a little bit scared, yeah. But I didn't really feel scared. I felt like it was a good opportunity. Like, that's the thing. Just mainly because of the timings. Like we're right at the beginning, we're not really right at the end. And so let's have a look at link, because that was a good one, because we looked at that before. And let's just see at today's price action. Look, it's over $18 now. So some people sold. Look, it sold this morning. They sold. And it's up 10% from where some people were selling. They were selling at $16 and it's up 10%. What was the RSI at? Oh my God, look how bullish the divergence is here. That bullish divergence. So I don't really use RSI. Let me have a look at the RSI. I think CCI and RSI are similar anyway, so I just use the CCI. Let's have a look at this. See, I don't know. Look here, look. You see, I mean, you're looking at the weekly here. The RSI is at 76 overbought. It starts to drop. The price starts to go up. So that's quite bullish. And then they kind of follow each other. Yeah, I don't know. What chart are you? Generally, every token happens. I've checked since the 13th. You know better than me. You'll have to show me. Yeah. Because you're studying the RSI. That's your thing, isn't it? I'm not an expert, so I can't tell you about the RSI. I know for me, I don't really get much from the RSI. I get a lot more from the CCI. If you look at the RSI and the CCI, they're very similar, aren't they? In the way they print. You have a moving average here, and then you've got your 80 to 20 buy to sell zones, or sell to buy zones, and this is kind of calculated differently. But if you ask me about the CCI, I can tell you quite a lot. Yeah, so you're going to have to tell me. When ape moves up, all RSI is high in altcoins. So BTC must. Let's have a look at BTC dominance. You're definitely more knowledgeable about the RSI than I am, to be honest with you. So that looks like it. I mean, I don't know, but it looks like it's trying to break down, no? It went into the overbought territory a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. It looks like the monthly is an overbought as well, no? Yeah. So, right, so this is really interesting, actually. Just looking at the BTC market dominance, yeah. I'm just kind of observing some things now, which I'm going to share. Just get rid of them. I don't really want to get rid of these because I might need them. Let me just hide them. This is BTC dominance, right? These are my indicators, and I'm looking at the monthly time frame chart. And firstly, there's bearish divergence here on the highest time frame. Yeah, you see that? The MACD is a higher high here, and the highs are lower high. See that? Lower highs, higher high on the MACD. So that's bet on a higher time frame from this pivot to this pivot that we're maybe trying to put in now. We've got bearish divergence. Okay, number one. That's quite interesting, isn't it? The other thing that I'm seeing here on the CCI, specifically the CCI, which is this one, right, is you see how the price of the BTC dominance has gone up. Here we're also putting in a lower pivot in this increase. That's also bearish. So we're getting bearish divergences here too. Does that make sense? Because you're putting in a lower high here. It's a different kind of bearish divergence. So it's kind of like it's gone up too much. It's gone up more than it should have. Yeah. It's different to this MACD one. This MACD one is not saying it's gone up more. It's saying it should have gone up more. Yeah. This is saying it should have gone up more. It hasn't. So it's being absorbed by selling. Yeah. So if it wasn't divergent, these should follow each other. Yeah. So when you're contemplating divergences, yeah, these lines have to follow each other. If they follow each other exactly, there's no divergence. And when you see this go up and down, and you see Bitcoin go up and down, you're like, okay, there's no divergence. But now you see this is coming up above it. Bitcoin should be here. Does that make sense? If it was here, it would be the same trajectory of the path. There's no divergence. You can see it. But what this is telling me is that Bitcoin, the percentage should be up here, and it's not. So that's called hidden bearish divergence. And that's the most bearish situation you can experience. It's more bearish than what I showed you with this CCI. With this CCI, it's bearish, but it's less bearish. It just tells you that the price has overextended more than it should have. Yeah. And actually, as this was dropping here, it was actually quite bullish. But overall, over the whole structure is bearish. Okay. And the reason why it was bullish here is because this was going down and this was actually going up. So that's quite bullish. But what happened here is that now, as we're starting to peak here, it's actually become quite bearish. Okay. So what we're looking for now on all of these indicators, but mainly I'm looking at the CCI because I understand it very well, okay, is a breakdown. Literally a breakdown. Okay. Now what's interesting about the CCI is that every 100 period is an SR flip. So 0 here, this is an SR flip, this is an SR flip. 200 is an SR flip. Minus 100 is an SR flip. Minus 200 SR flip. Minus 300 is an SR flip. They correspond to SR flips. You can see them very clearly on the CCI. Every single 100 period is an SR flip. Okay, so it just helps you. It just helps for me to see when a support resistance level has been broken. Now, sometimes the SR flips can be on the price. They can be trend lines. They can be diagonals. They can be other types of SR. They don't have to be horizontal, but the CCI shows them as horizontal. Okay, so in this context, what we really want to see here is a breakdown like this. We need to lose 100 in this context. Yeah, maybe a back test here and then continuation to 0. Yeah, that'd be really good. Now the first alt season could even be this just coming back to 100. Just coming back to 100 could be an alt season. Yeah, it wasn't in the past. In the past, it wasn't. Okay, but here in this context, it could be just because of the bearish divergence we're experiencing. A little back test would confirm it, and then the mega alt season would be to come all the way back down to probably zero. But like if you look at this alt season here, when it dropped before, we were already in like oversold territory really quickly, weren't we? So I'm not sure how accurate any of this is. It's very hard to say, because it's kind of just, it's all from, we haven't really been in a situation except here where we came into and actually the real alt season here, the last alt season, well actually that's not true, because look, this is August 19th. I really wasn't trading crypto. I kind of like was trading crypto in the last bull market, so I remember that very well. And you can see here it went to oversold very quickly. It dropped very quickly. So what we're experiencing, so let me show you. Yeah, so kind of I can see it now. Let me just get rid of all of these. Again, let me just show you. So let me just delete this because it's just messing up it's just too much now. Hey, look. You see here at the lows, this is like the bear market, wasn't it? A little bit of bear market here. Basically, Bitcoin topped out in November 21. So this is where Bitcoin topped out, and the Bitcoin dominance kind of went sideways. It went up and it went down, but it was kind of sideways. Look what happened here. You had this pattern, similar to what we're having, but in reverse. That was your peak. It came down and then dropped. That's your peak. It's come down. And that's kind of what I'm expecting. And that's your divergence. The divergence is similar to what we're experiencing now, but in reverse, in that it actually went lower here than it should have. And it's the same thing we're experiencing here. It's actually gone higher than it should have. It shouldn't have gone so high. And here it shouldn't have gone so low. This was the divergence, you see. If this was following, if these should follow, these lines should follow, they should all follow each other. The price and these lines should, so right now, based on the CCI, similar to the RSI, in a sense, like if Bitcoin was following without divergences, this chart would look like this. It would look like this. It would look like this. It would look like that. Kind of similar to that. And so right now, the period that we're at, look, you see the price, Bitcoin dominance is pushed up. And it shouldn't really be like that. It shouldn't look like that. And the same way here, it pushed down and it shouldn't have pushed down so far. Okay, so we're getting the kind of similar situation, but in reverse here. So it's quite interesting. But you can't really like, you know it's coming, but we don't know exactly when it's going to happen. And when I'm looking at like the weekly time frame, you see we've had a significant period up here, like above zero. We'll kind of know when we finally just fall through it down to the bottoms here. That's kind of when you'll know we're in alt season. And then when you're in alt season, if you look at the previous alt season, it was here, the big one. It was here when it topped out, Bitcoin topped out, dominance topped out at the end of December 20. And then that's when alt season began, January. You see where it was. You see the CCI here was in the highs here. Very similar to where we are now. See, we're in the highs. So we're in the right place for alt season to begin, aren't we? Because look at where it began. Look at where it was. We were here. And look at where this was. But you just kind of have to break down from some kind of neckline here. And then what's interesting, it first kind of came to support. That was support, and then it just fell through. As soon as you break through the -100, the price just collapsed, or the price or the percentage of Bitcoin. That was the like the parabolic alt season. So you really want to get into this lower part, and then once you're in that lower part, look, that's kind of when you're selling. You're selling your alts. You're getting out your alts, isn't it? Because look, May, actually by April and May, that's kind of when when it ended. The beginning of May, end of April, that's kind of when alt season ended, and most alts have pumped like crazy amounts. And look, you see here we're in oversold, and so I think that's probably what you want to do. You just want to, as soon as this gets into oversold, that hopefully by then altcoins have gone parabolic, yeah, most of them, and that's kind of, you kind of just want to scale back into Bitcoin, or fiat, and that's probably what you want to do, kind of in the first instance. And I don't think you want to hang around, to be honest with you. I don't think it's a good idea to see what happens next and hope that we kind of, you know, it's always possible that we could be here for months or years. Yeah, it's always possible, but I don't really think it's worth the risk if you've made your targets, if you've hit your targets with altcoins, because the reality is that ultimately everything will come back to Bitcoin. It's like, I didn't make that up. It's just the way the markets work. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how bullish or how amazing your altcoin is. Like Ethereum is bullish, but it's also given up a significant portion of its value back to Bitcoin over the last like 50% of its value. It's given it back to Bitcoin over the last 2 years, or more, 60%. That's no reflection of Ethereum's network growing or the network of being more bullish than Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin being Bitcoin. Bitcoin being the most powerful asset class at the moment in crypto, and probably in the world. Probably, I think people don't realize the power of Bitcoin. And I'm talking as someone who doesn't have any Bitcoin, yeah. So I'm not like only because I want to make Bitcoin. Like, the reason why we are all in altcoins is because we want to end up with more Bitcoin. That's just the reality of it. Because in the future, and it's starting to happen now, financial instruments in the real world will utilize Bitcoin as the insurance, as the guarantee. It's starting to be developed and constructed in the financial world now, with the big players, with the big entities. So you could have a really big crypto market with really amazing business use case, but ultimately what probably will end up happening is that Bitcoin will underpin all of the financial instruments that exist in the world, probably. Yeah, so probably the most bullish token is Bitcoin ultimately, probably. And I kind of think, just deep down inside of me, I am thinking that we may, and I can't say it's true or not because I have no idea. Yeah, I have a really weird gut feeling that we might be actually entering a super cycle. And the thing about every kind of cycle is this cycle is a super cycle. I remember last cycle they said it was a super. Every cycle they say it's a super cycle, but we've never had a cycle like this where you've had the American government saying that we're going to back our dollar with Bitcoin, and where the SEC is going to have a crypto friendly chair, and where you've got the largest asset fund BlackRock buying Bitcoin, and you've got all these crazy ETFs. And the most bullish stock in the stock market in the Nasdaq right now is a Bitcoin stock, is MicroStrategy. We've never been in this kind of situation. And what eventually could happen is if America does, and they said they will, back their currency with Bitcoin, you'll end up with every country doing exactly the same thing. So we probably are in a super cycle, probably. Yeah. So this next alt season is really important that you extract value from altcoins and you put it into Bitcoin, back into Bitcoin. Probably. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe Bitcoin and dollar and the US dollar together. That's kind of what I have in my mind with the next period of time. It doesn't really matter how bullish you are on altcoins. The reality is that the way the future is beckoning, the whole becoming, Bitcoin will dominate. And actually, what you'll use is you'll use your Bitcoin to release equity, to borrow on your Bitcoin. That's what you'll end up doing. They'll use it to just. So I think Bitcoin's become a lot more bullish than it used to be. Like probably more bullish than the last bull market. Last bull market, it wasn't as bullish as the altcoins. The altcoins, they were saying, yeah, Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin. Ethereum has a better tokenomics, etc. I don't think any of that matters. What really matters is the institutions of the world, what they accept and how they structure their mechanisms of finance. And if they use Bitcoin as the reserve currency, forget everything else, then it doesn't really matter. Bitcoin will be the one. That's the chosen one. Yeah. That's what I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And I don't even have any Bitcoin, but ultimately it's because I want more Bitcoin, right? And that should be all of our goals. I think ultimately, whatever we do at the end of this bull market, just make sure you have some Bitcoin. Don't just leave yourself, don't just go all in fiat at the end of this market. Make sure you have your Bitcoin or whatever. It doesn't have to be 100%, it could be 50-50, whatever. And make sure you don't touch it, just leave it. I honestly think that we might be seeing the beginning of a super cycle. And so I'm very cautious now about the next steps. And what I'm looking in the charts suggests that possibility could become a reality, just the way that we've broken this structure. This structure. Yeah. And I've done this before, these kind of like these channels. Super cycle means when it just goes up and up and up. Doesn't come down, never comes back down, just keeps on going up. Yeah. Super cycle. It's like a lot of people say Bitcoin's going to blow off, and it might. But I mean, if it got to 1 million in like 4 weeks, but what if it just goes up like this? And just keeps on going up like that. There's no blow off top there. Yeah. And that would be synonymous to the S&P 500 or something like that. Yeah. So when you're contemplating a super cycle, that's the only example that works. Probably that's a super cycle. See that? So it just goes up. It just went up. That's the 500. Let me find the other one. The other chart's better. There, SPX, this one. That's a super cycle. You see what I'm saying? So maybe there were waves here. Maybe there was like 1 wave, maybe there's 2 waves, maybe there's 3 waves, 5 waves, whatever. That's your Elliott waves, yeah. And then As soon as it broke, it just never came back down. See, it never came back down, it just kept on going up. Yeah, so as soon as you break, when was that? That was April 29. 29 as in 1929. I mean, I haven't really looked at this, but I have. I've not in detail, but looking at it right now. Yeah, just looking at this right now. It's kind of weird, this kind of structure here, isn't it? So maybe something like that. And basically, after the war ended, after World War II ended, that was the Great Depression. Yeah. So the Great Depression took the stock markets down 84%. But the reality was that it was just it was a correction, wasn't it? It was a correction because it already, from here, it had already gone up 1,000%, and it, within the space of X amount of time, it corrected. And then you had World War II, it was around here, wasn't it? And what happened was, look, see, even though you have this kind of, this is a blow off top, isn't it? That was a blow off top back in January of 1929. There was a blow off top on the stock market, but what you had here was a break of these highs, and that broke 2050. Look, 2050. And so back then the S&P 500 was $20, and then you had another break. You had the second break here, and you broke the high there. Little back test on that candle. See that red candle? There's a little back test there. Although I've kind of got it a little bit slanted, so if I want to do these exactly, obviously I'm just kind of squiggling and kind of, actually it didn't really back test, it kind of broke there. So there was a break there, and then you get these kind of higher time frame breaks, and it never came back down. There was no, that's the wave 3. That's a super cycle, wasn't it? It's like a super cycle. And so if you think about when it broke the high here back in 1954, whenever, this index has gone up 18,000%. 18,000, so it's like a 1,840x or something on value in that period of time. It's also a loss of value. There's also a loss of value in the dollar compared to the index, but it's also the growth of the economy, so it reflects in this value, right? And look at the volume here, all that volume. And so you had a couple of crashes. This is corrective, this whole move here. This whole thing is corrective. And then the big dip here was the financial crash of 08, 09. And then from then, it's gone up 600%. It's not much, 600% in the context of where it was here. So from here is a blip, wasn't it? Like up to there. It was already 4,000%. And now it's at 18,000%. 18,000%. So that's why Warren Buffett is so rich, because he's been buying stocks constantly, and it hasn't gone back down. Yeah, it's just kept on going up and up and up. I don't know if I can see waves here, but they might be. It's not really easy to work out. And then the question is, will this correct like we had here, like 80%? Right back down to here. I think it would have to be something extremely like, it'd be like, it would have to be a black swan to experience that kind of correction. Yeah, it would have to be very similar to like the Big Depression here, or some kind of financial crisis, a world crisis. And actually, in the context of this chart, those are the times to buy. Yeah, you wouldn't sell this. You don't really sell, you just buy, don't you? I mean, look at the moving averages. They just go up. Huh? Look, just keep on going up. So I kind of think Bitcoin is very similar. Yeah, the difference is this. And I'll show you. You see here, it kind of goes up and it kind of flattens out, and then it breaks out, and then it just keeps on going, and then the growth is on a logarithmic chart. The growth is like that, so it's exponential. And I actually think Bitcoin will probably experience that kind of growth in the future. And so when you hear these people like Michael Saylor saying $13 million Bitcoin, I really don't think he's wrong. I actually think he's probably right. Yeah. But it's just hard to kind of know the future from now. It's just looking at the world, the way the world is working. Look, so it's already gone up, but if you kind of zoom out, just like this. It's not doing this. It's not doing this. Yeah. And this is a breakout now. So before we had a breakout. And then here's another breakout. This is another breakout, isn't it? Look at it. Look at this 3 monthly candle on Bitcoin. So when you're looking at it like this, just looking at the candle structure, that's your SR flip. There, see that? Structurally, that's your SR flip. We've had it. That's the test. We've had the test. We had the back test, a hold and a push on this previous candle high, on a higher time frame candle. We've had that kind of situation in the past. It's actually here. This actually front run the area. Yeah, you see how the candles come here and form a bottom. It doesn't actually get to the line, the same line. Okay. And after we found support, the price expanded like 340%. And this was very similar. It's a very similar situation, except it was front run again. Went up 1,400%. So it's actually getting tighter, but I just, for some reason, I don't think we're going to come back underneath this line, which is 59,000. I don't think we're going to get back underneath it again, because we never really have, ever. We've never come back underneath that line again. All right. And in the context of the world, we have to see what happens. But if we have, and this is really important, like if Trump manages to successfully end this war with Russia, and we have 4 years of peace, then we could be in really high prices on Bitcoin. Yeah, and maybe the whole of crypto, to be honest with you, because I guess it would, Bitcoin will pull the whole of crypto. You may make more money on altcoins, So you don't want to be all out of altcoins either, but it's just the difficulty with altcoins is that the corrections. That's the difficulty, because when Bitcoin corrects, altcoins overcorrect. And so actually what you really want to do is you want to be able to buy altcoins in the overcorrections and then sell back to Bitcoin when the altcoins pump. But it's hard doing that on a day-to-day basis, so that's why it's easier to kind of focus on the higher time frame, which is why we're looking at Bitcoin dominance and just trying to figure out, when does this top, when do we end, when does this come to an end. Anyway, we'll see. Let me have a look at some other charts. All right, I'll have a look at altcoin dreaming's chart. It's more interesting. Yeah, I think I've seen this before. Yeah, I mean, this is our moment, really. Alt season. We make our money in alt season, then we buy Bitcoin, then we sell the top, and then we buy the pullbacks and the bear market. And if the cycles don't continue, if we do end up in some kind of crazy super cycle, I think it might be good to just go 50-50 and see what happens. 50 Bitcoin, 50% Bitcoin, 50% cash, or something, or some kind of flavor of that. I don't know. And just for the altcoin, you just have to be patient for Bitcoin dominance to top out again and cycle that. Because eventually I think all of the value of altcoins will go back into Bitcoin, won't they? And fiat. So altcoin dreaming's got the projected start now, huh? Well, you've got it now, huh? So this week. But I don't know if the bear market is going to be as crazy as you think. I really don't. I'm not. I don't know. It's a hard one. I think everything changes now. I don't think the same way as before. I think a lot of people are thinking this cycle has been so different to the previous cycles. I'm not sure we're going to have the same kind of bear market as before either, because you might get into a situation where you have big entities literally buying every day. We'll see what happens. Yeah, if the big corporations are competing to buy every dip with large amounts of value, then there's no bear market. It will just keep on going up. It'll go up slowly, it'll grind up, it'll just keep on grinding up. Yeah, the timings are, yeah, that's true. So based on that theory, you're absolutely right. So we'll see what happens though. And I think we have to see what happens with the US government as well. I mean, maybe we do get a blow off top, and that's the other thing. But the with Trump, he look, there was a break, there was something different with his presidency. Usually in the summer, Bitcoin pulls back, but when Trump became president, in the summer it actually went up. Look at May. See that? It actually went up and up and up and up and up. Although it did it then too, but that was kind of a new token, relatively new. Yeah, it's difficult. I think This time it went down, May crashed, and then here May it kind of went sideways. Let's have a look at those tokens. Super cycle. And then the other thing is altcoin dreaming. What happens at the end of this last 4 and 5? What happens then? Then you've completed your wave, your big wave. Then what? Do you get another correction and you go into some kind of crazy wave, like it's another wave? Just keeps on going up and up and up. You find out your count was wrong. Yeah, probably. That's what you do. You find out your count. That's true. That's funny. All right. But contemplation. Let's have a look at some things. Oh wow, look at that. Jeez. So that's interesting, huh? That's a so it's a sign of strength. Huh? It's invalidated. It's invalidated. It's only just happened though while we were chatting. It's invalidated. So that's incorrect, right? It's not a bearish scenario. We're back above the value area low. We're back above the point of control, aren't we? See that? This is a sign of strength. We lost the lows and we're back in. So we had a little bit of weakness for a short period of time and we're back in, aren't we? Right. So I don't really think this is weak. Do we reject the top? We might do. I don't necessarily think we're gonna. So this is finished. Huh? This is out of the window. This has not happened. So it's not bearish. And we had a little rounding the top, and look, we're back in. We're back into that structure. We kind of broke the neckline. We lost it. We actually put in a higher low here. There was no swing failure. So that I consider that to be quite strong demand at preventing a lower low, higher low. And here the price has come right back into the range and we're right back above the point of control. Okay, so I think this is actually really strong price action. I'm just thinking I should buy more. Buy more of everything. I'm just looking at everything and then thinking maybe I should buy more now because we're coming back to test the point of control. What do you think? And so next we have to see if we take the highs. We might swing failure, huh? It is possible. But because we had a rounding top which failed, I actually think it's more likely, in my opinion, I think it's more likely that we just clear it and flip it and continue. If you see a swing failure there with high volume, then the next question will be, are we still range locked? And this is the range, basically, the top to bottom. This is the range. Yeah. If you see a high volume swing failure there, then we're probably still range locked, unless the price kind of collapses and we fall right back underneath here. And then if that happens, then it's going to look really bearish. Yeah, because you're going from a rounding top to a failed rounding top, which is bullish, to a swing failure right back down. It's going to look really bearish then. Yeah, similar to what I explained before. And then in that case, I don't think the lows will hold here if you take out these lows then. in that scenario, and I don't think this low will hold a higher low. If you end up going like this to here, you're not going to get the same situation with a higher low here. It will take the lows out, and if you take the lows out, then you're going down. Okay, so if that happens, that's going to look really bearish, but I still kind of have it in my mind, like I said before, that we're probably more likely to continue and smash through 100 with volume, and then also head higher, and I'm kind of still aiming for 111, 110 to fill that kind of channel top. We'll see if that happens. Otherwise, kind of what I was imagining before, and just looking at this higher time frame, just when I was looking at this higher time frame, just out of kind of like just looking at it now, I just got into my mind, well, actually we have a range here too, so let's just kind of draw it out like a slightly higher range. Kind of like that. The midpoint is correct. Let me get rid of these SR flips. Isn't it? It's kind of correct, isn't it? It's a guide, and based on that guide, the cloning is a really useful tool, and it's also especially useful when you're doing it on log chart, because it kind of gives you higher numbers. So right now the midpoint is around 150k, yeah, 148, 150k, based on this simple clone of the previous market range. Do you see that? So all I did, I think really keeping it simple helps, and horizontals are better than sloped channels. Just this top here, just do a nice kind of horizontal to the low here, yeah, and just clone it. To clone it, you press Control, and here that gives you 148 or 149k. All right. I actually wonder if we do go up there and find resistance, big resistance now, and then based on this, you know, the top is all the way up to the next part of the range is all the way up to 317. Yeah, it's just an idea. Let me check the lower range. Yeah, that worked. Look, see the low range. Maybe the midpoint was a bit messy, but look at the low. The low hit perfectly on a clone to the lower part, and it probably becomes less and less. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's the midpoint gets ignored here, but look, the bottom here kind of comes into the top there. Yeah, look at that. Just it looks like that's how Bitcoin is moving, isn't it? Look, here it's a little bit of a kind of it kind of misses it, and then this is at the beginning, it's a little bit illiquid, so it's probably irrelevant. Up to there is quite good. So probably that's where we're headed, yeah, probably. And we just have to see when that corresponds, how that corresponds. And I could draw fibs and fib extensions and try and be really kind of precise about it. But if you look at the way the price has moved from horizontal to horizontal, it does look like we've broken out of this level, and we're probably heading to the next midpoint, which is at about 149. Okay, that might be a good place to exit your altcoins if that's the top. Bitcoin after alt season, at the end of alt season. So we have to see how Bitcoin approaches these levels as well, because obviously if it happens tomorrow, then you're not going to be selling your alts, are you? Yeah. But if we kind of, it depends. Like, it's really hard to know. Do we have a Wyckoff, etc., or do we have some kind of double top or a blow off top? I don't know. No one really knows. And then here, looking at this, so you had a pretty strong monthly candle, and then the next month was a weak candle, because, and that was the month of April, because you had a swing failure of the highs and actually closed lower than the previous month high. Yeah, so that was basically the clue. There was a few clues there that gave us the clue that that was actually a week. That was the top was trying to form, and then you have to combine that with kind of weekly time frame and divergences and stuff to get your thesis, but it has to be on a higher time frame. And then obviously the other thing that I'm kind of paying attention to is the cycle, the pi cycle. Seeing when that crosses. At the moment we're so far away from this crossing, it's ridiculous. So there's no reason why I think we're going to find the top anytime soon. If you see, look at the distance between these moving averages, they're quite far apart. That's the weekly time frame anyway. Hold on, let's have a look at the day. It's a daily time frame that you have to look at. Sorry. Let's have a look at them here. Yeah, they're quite far apart, huh? On the daily time frame. So the pi cycle top, you just need these moving averages to cross to indicate the top. And you see here when it actually topped, the red and the green one was coming very steeply and closely together very quickly. It started to happen very quickly until it called the top. And here you can see, actually, because of the way this has been consolidating, the actual this red moving average has actually gone down, and it's actually going downwards while the green one continues going up. So they're actually quite far apart. So potentially the top is far away. It's not close based on this. If this keeps on trending up, what's the timings on that? It's the 111 moving average. I kind of figure it out, actually. 111. So that's 111 there. So we've kind of lost all of these low numbers, and we're kind of losing this range until it starts to follow up, until it starts to come up rapidly. So this red line will start to come up rapidly as soon as we're 111 periods past this point, this breakout point. Yeah, so somewhere around February, that's when this red line is going to actually start coming up really fast, because then you're kind of getting rid of, you've got rid of all of these low numbers, and now the numbers, they start to go up and up and up. That's when it's, so about, it's not a bad indicator. And then we have to see how fast its trajectory is and where we can estimate that it crosses. So we could get a top quite sooner if depending on how high this goes. Have to see. And then the other thing that's interesting is the top. The pi cycle always indicates the top when the price is above this green moving average. Yeah, so you have this green moving average, which is 350, And you see every time the top has formed, it's been above both of those moving averages. 1, 2, 3, 4, that. Every single time you've had a top, you've been above both of those averages. So I don't expect that to be any different. And so if you look at it and look at where the price is now of Bitcoin, this green moving average, this 350, we're actually below it. See that? That at the moment, that's at 120 something, $122,000. So whatever happens, we're going to hit that. Whatever happens, we're going to hit 122. This was the top last cycle, according to the Pi cycle. And then obviously it went up to clear the liquidity, and before it dropped, that was kind of like a bearish rise. You could argue that that was the top, yeah, but Pi cycle called the top there. I think Pi cycle got it right, to be honest with you. It doesn't get every top though, does it? It doesn't. It's not every. It's not like 100% accurate, but it's got 4 tops correctly, and I think that's a pretty good hit rate. Oh, you think most alts peaked on the second peak, but they also got trashed after the first top. So do you hold your alts after it crashes the first top, hoping for a second peak, or do you just sell the top when it indicates and be done with it? And then if it crashes, then you can just buy your alts back. In any case, it doesn't really matter, does it? The reality is that when this called the top here in the 13th of April, it was also the best time to sell your alts, wasn't it? That kind of period was the best time to escape alts, because most of them had gone parabolic and most of the alts crashed. In any case, by the summer, most of the alts had pulled back significantly, so you could have just bought back into the alts, yeah, rather than just ride it out and hope that the price. No one really knew the price was going to go up to take out the highs, yeah. For it did, yeah, and you could have argued that was manipulation, and it was manipulation because it was a bearish rise. It was a low volume rise. This whole rise was a low volume rise, and there was bearish divergences along the whole way. Basically what happened was a lot of retail were burned because they over leveraged and they just didn't have capital to get back in, and so the rise was mainly pushed by market makers because they wanted to clear all of the early shorts. They wanted to clear all the liquidity, and then they wanted to dump it again. That caused a lot of altcoins to pump the second time round, and that was mainly also the market makers too making a shit ton of money because of the hyper speculation that we were going up. It was really bullish because this was like a V-shaped recovery again. So you couldn't really predict that. No one could predict how high it would have gone. No one really knew that we're going to go all the way and take the highs. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, I think you could argue that that was the top, and that just happens to be the top as a result of the market makers making it the top rather than the market making it the top. The market makers making it rather than the market itself making it the top. That's kind of my thesis with that wave. Personally, that's what I think that top was correct, because that was a classic Wyckoff distribution where retail got slaughtered. In this situation, no one knows what the top's going to look like, but I think if Pi cycle calls a top, take the exit, yeah, or take precautions, just simply because a lot of people will be looking at Pi cycle, and you will get a lot of selling. You'll get a lot of people selling and closing their positions. It will have an impact on the market regardless, just because of the number of people who will be carefully looking at price cycle. That's what I think. Yeah. Cena's saying Quanx is back at 4 cents, huh? I can't, you know, what can I say? It's amazing. Amazing, huh? Is this corrective? Is this the next impulse? It's hard to know. Actually, I did say earlier on, I think the correction was over, right? I think I said that, huh? I kind of felt like it was kind of over. And it was the 1-to-1, wasn't it? I think I did the 1-to-1. I must have deleted it. But it looks like it was one. I said obviously it could go lower. No one really knows. Yeah, 1-to-1. Look at that. Held it twice. And now we're back up. So that was a really nice ABC zigzag. Is this impulsive? It's hard to know. I don't know, because you could just, that could be an ABC. This could also be an ABC. Yeah, you can. It's always possible you get a flat correction here. And so no one really knows. This is the thing. That's possible too. And the only way you'll know is if we continue. If actually if we start to go up and up, then you'll know. Based on what we previously experienced, though, here, it does look like we're mimicking what happened before to some degree, doesn't it? Oh god, did I delete that? Yeah, just not. Because look, we kind of broke it and back test the value area. We broke it in the second candle, we kind of back tested the value area, and then it consolidated for about a week before it continued. Yeah, so we started seeing red candles in the daily time frame. I think this is probably a lot more bullish because I'm looking at the volume and I'm really liking the volume that's coming in right now. There was a little drop in volume here on that second candle. As this went up, there was a little drop in volume. Then it consolidated for a period of time. Yeah. Whereas here, what we're seeing now is an increase in volume, isn't there? Look, you can see the increase. Oh, and we've got a new day now, huh? So it's a brand new day. So let's just have a look at the weekly chart. Oh yeah, that's a bullish engulfing candle. You can buy that candle all day long. Just buy that candle all day long. All right, let me just have a look at my positions. It's all looking pretty good, huh? Probably going to end the stream now. There's a lot of people here. It's nice to see you guys. I'm kind of, wow. I should just stream more often, huh? Just stay online. Crazy, huh? How bullish everything. I probably won't close any positions because I think Bitcoin is really bullish. Should just keep on buying. So that's a really bullish weekly candle on Bitcoin that just printed. It's a continuation candle. It's basically what I said. If it closes her higher, it's a continuation. Yeah, it's not a topping candle. And I think in this context, if there's going to be a pullback, it will be to there. That would be 93.5. I do think it's unlikely. No one really knows. Just simply because we've had our dip. Today we had our dip. We had our liquidations. And look how it closed. It was quite bullish. But not to say that people won't try to sell or short or whatever. that's kind of what you're targeting for a pullback all the way back down to there. That would be correct. But I don't know. I think this is bullish. I think this is really bullish. Back into the range. Lost the range, back into the range. Find a little resistance on the point of control here. Actually, that point of control it was a bit lower as we entered it. Look, as we entered that range, it was lower. So you see how the point of control is just moved up slightly. So this was the previous point of control, and this new volume here and these highs has now shifted it back up. Okay, so again, moving point of control when it moves up is slightly bearish, or in this case bearish, or slightly bearish. When it comes back down, it becomes more bullish. And so here in this context, it's slightly bearish because the price is underneath the point of control. And so as the price kind of tries to find support now, ideally what you need is either the value area low to hold support for another attack at the point of control. So you need to flip that point of control into support for the price to go up, or you just need to put enough volume here on this lower level where the point of control can flip to the lower part. Basically, you need to find the point of control underneath the price. Yeah. And then the price needs to find support on top of it. And if you can find support on top of it, then you're going up. That's basically how it works. Hi everyone, Nadi's here, Sina, everyone's here. Christoph, altcoin as always. It's a bit late in London. It's like midnight. Let's have a look at Sui. Actually, I'm interested to see how that's performing. Great. Well, I mean, I've got a position. I think it's. Oh, this is against BTC, huh? Oh, God, I'm so tired. I'm doing things wrong. I like that. I like these candles, though. I like these wicks. These are buying tails on Sui. You see how this yesterday's candle, it cleared the liquidity from these lows, closed back into the wick. Hasn't reversed yet, but I'm kind of liking these candles, to be honest with you. I am wondering if we do get a breakout like that. Just a breakout. Like, we're flagging, aren't we? It looks like a flag, doesn't it, on Sui? Let's have a look at Knot. Well, Knot is clearly gone all the way. It went all the way up to the well, you see the pullback and then it's pumped back up. Again, another really bullish weekly candle. Mega bullish. Well, the volume is good as well. So you were talking to me about Cray. Like I said, I am wondering if this whole thing is a correction and not impulsive at all. I just think that if this was impulsive, surely by now with this correction we should have impulsed by now. Like a 1-to-1 to there. Like, in the context of the rest of crypto pumping, why isn't this pumped yet? So I'm just thinking to myself, firstly, it's a micro cap. Yeah, it's only 6 million market cap, or 5.7 million. Yeah, usually these kind of these low market cap tokens in the capital rotation, they usually pump at the very end. Yeah, usually. And also, again, it's the same. Like, I think possibly this wasn't impulsive, even though you could argue it was, and it went up 500%. I think what happens with these tokens is that you get a brand new launch. A lot of people buy the first dip. So here the first dip happened 2nd and 3rd of October. and there's a little bit of interest, the price rises because it's a new token. And then you got like certain traders, you got traders who just trade new tokens. Yeah, they don't care about they don't care about holding positions in these new tokens. They don't even care about the token. They don't even care about the project. What they do is they scale into the first dip, and then they scale out of, or they sell into the first pump. In the context of a bull market, they take the value out and they never come back again. They just move to a new token. So all they're doing is they're trading. This is their one trade. Yeah, when the token launches, they scale into the first dip, and then they sell the first pump, and they move on to the next trade. You could do that if you want to. Yeah, it's perfectly doable. But it also means that as it pumps, they extract the value, leaves the project, and it doesn't come back in. And for some kind of impulsive 5-wave move, you kind of need people to sell and then buy back, because that's what's happening, isn't it? When you get these kind of impulsive moves, suddenly people are like, oh my god, the price of this token has gone up 500%. Let me quickly sell some. Oh my god, the price of the token is like 50% cheaper. Let me buy some. See? So it's the same people, and eventually also more and more people get interested, and it grows. Maybe here it didn't happen. Maybe here you just got a token launch, and now you've got equilibrium, which is what it looks like to me at the moment. It looks like the price is just kind of finding a gentle equilibrium. It's like an accumulation pattern. And what may happen is that you'll get capital rotation, which is going to pump this to new heights, and or if they start marketing it and promoting their project and starting to get more kind of partnerships and net bullish news. That's kind of what I think with this. And I think from the last conversation I had because I've never had a private conversation with him recently. It's just when he's coming to this chat with Oscar. He was saying that they're going to launch they're going to launch it in December, huh? They were going to launch I think they said it was in beta, it was some kind of closed beta, and they were going to launch it in December, the actual Cryptify whatever product, whatever they're. So probably it's just accumulation range, probably. And I don't think they're bearish. I think they're quite bullish. I think it'll be bearish if actually the price just dropped and dropped and dropped. That would be indicative of the team selling. And actually Oscar, when he came on, he said he hasn't sold anything. Yeah, the CEO. And I imagine none of them have sold, and they probably don't need to sell. They've probably got enough funding to do all of this without selling. Yeah, and so usually when you get these projects launched, you get the team sell, or the investors, the early investors, they sell to raise. It's like a capital raising experiment, isn't it? And so basically they're printing tokens at zero value, and then their token goes, or in this case it's at whatever value that was, and now their token is 2000% increase in value. Most projects which are relying on investors, the investors sell. That's their business model. So you have different business models at play. And so what you have is you've got these investment companies who invest in these new projects. They'll buy the seed launch token at really dirt cheap price. And when the token launches onto different exchanges, they'll sell their tokens, all of them, most of them. And then you'll get this kind of drop. The team will sell as well. And then usually if you can hold the low here, if you don't make a new low, it usually means, and the volume comes back in, it usually means that the investors and the team were put the money back in, and they made sure that it didn't make a new low, and then usually the price goes and takes the highs. And that's usually how these launches happen. Yeah, sometimes launches are really ultra bullish and there's so much hype that you'll get a launch and it will just continue going from there. And then sometimes like Slurf, you'll get completely the opposite. You'll get a launch and then everyone sells the hype. Uh, because the thing about Slurf was that it got launched onto derivatives, and then you got the whole market shorted Slurf. That's how Slurf crashed. Yeah, there was no manipulation in the sense of the team selling their tokens, because the team didn't get. There was no team. There was no one got tokens. It was like a fair launch, but the hype of that launch, with everyone being so bullish, ended up in Slurf getting just destroyed by shorts. That's what happened. So the different situations as to what happens. I think with this one, it's just it got launched, and now we're in kind of some kind of equilibrium. That's what I think, and I'm hoping or expecting sometime in the future. And actually, I've got lots of lines here. The truth of this is that the longer this consolidates sideways, the more explosive this becomes. Yeah, so at the moment we've been kind of going, let's just imagine from the 1st of October, let's just imagine the price has been going sideways now for nearly 2 months, like 7 weeks. So if this was actually like longer, like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and it was still here, then actually this becomes really bullish, because then you have a really impulsive breakout, probably to the upside in the context of the bull market. Yeah, and maybe that's what will happen. I don't know, but I think also 6 million is not a bad market cap for a small project, a legitimate small project. We just have to see what happens. They said they're going to launch on another exchange in January. Will that impact the price? Maybe not, I don't know. And then also we have to see what the uptake is on their product in the context of the crypto bull market. I mean, you know, is it worth having it in your portfolio? Yeah, I have it. Let's see what happens. All right. Yes. I haven't had a look at those tokens, that altcoin. Oh, they should release big news today, huh? That's what they... Oh, okay. So maybe we're gonna get a pump, huh? Maybe. Do you sell the pump? Maybe you do, yeah. Maybe you just sell the pump. And I don't know. I'm inclined to hold all my positions until March, April, to be honest with you, and not touch them like on spot. I'm not really kind of looking to do anything right now, except buy and trade and buy and trade and buy. Fuck me, look. Oh, that's against Binance. I was about to think, what the hell? Cake versus Binance. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, it was on the point of control. Where's my target? There, golden pocket. So Cake versus Binance, that's my target. I think I set an alert as well at the 50% mark. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to just kind of be patient and see what happens and just keep on accumulating. I'm not actually bringing... Look, even Ava's up. Look, Ava's up to 58 cents. Wow, everything's up, huh? I'm not actually putting in any more fiat into crypto right now. Like, I've stopped doing that. Like, it doesn't really make any dents anymore, so I'm not really interested in doing that. What I have been doing is trying to leverage and then use the profits to accumulate more crypto with the profits, and then deleverage and leverage and deleverage. That's all I've been doing, to be honest with you. Like, the kind of the moment of kind of, you could continuously buy with fiat, but eventually, you know, you're going to get to a point where the price of crypto it's been going up crazy, yeah? And so eventually it's like you're not really making much, it's not really making much difference. And so then I don't really want to kind of trade so much, even though there are trading opportunities. I think it's hard to kind of do both at the same time, because you really need to have a different hat on for trading, and you have a different hat on for investing. So yeah, wow, look at Blender, crazy, yeah. So that closed above the point of control. That's like a mega bullish candles, huh? Everything's gone up, huh? Everything. Let me just have a look at those other two free tokens, altcoin, and I'm gonna go to bed. And then there's Airweave on. George, is George even here? Shit, George, I forgot. Sorry, mate. DNX and anyone. Talking too much. I haven't looked at this, have I? DNX and anyone. It's nice, though. Look at that. It's all right. Don't really know. Just what I see. Look, golden pocket. It's held, huh? It's held the golden pocket. Swing failure of the lows there. Golden pocket is, it looks like it's holding support. It's back into the value area. Point of control. This is a good one. This is an easy play. You have a clear invalidation here. 33% lower. DNX, huh? Buy some now. Close some of my positions. I want to just scale back before I go to bed. Even if it pumps, I'd rather just go to bed knowing that I've taken good profit. I'm not greedy when it comes to leverage. Even though if all my positions pump, I'm not too fussed if they do or don't, because it's all leverage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's good to just take profit. Yeah, just made some money there. Buy some of this Dinex. I hope it's good, huh? I don't even know what the project is, but I do like this. And then let me just have a look at anyone. Oh God, I mean, look, it's pumped a lot, huh? It's like pumped too much. Again, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, it probably needs to take that high, which it has. So that's a higher high. And you've got this kind of... So ever since I did it, look, it went down, came back up, and it basically flipped that point of control into support once, twice, 3 times a lady, and then it just moved. So it never really retested the value area low. Once it cleared it, it actually went above the point of control, flipped the point of control, and then made higher lows here, and then it's pumped since then. So that was really the entry off at about kind of 99 cents, kind of just waiting for this to kind of reverse. And now we've kind of broken out, huh? This is like a real breakout. So there's no entry here, is there? You're just riding the highs. You're just chasing the pump now. It could go higher, but you're just chasing the pump. So I'm not inclined to kind of... But the rise is healthier. It's a healthy rise. Increase in volume. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one for a pullback if the strength continues. Higher lows here. It's taking out those highs now. So yeah, good call. You a lot of altcoins have pumped. I'm interested in this Dinex though, so I'm gonna just quickly buy some. So nice nice. Thanks for joining me, guys, tonight. It was just kind of a little bit impromptu. I just wanted to just kind of, because I had a short stream earlier, I just wanted to just hang out with you guys, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the time you take to come and listen to me, and you know, I can't be too grateful for that. Thank you. I'm just reading these tokenomics on Dinex, so it looks alright. I'm going to buy some now, actually. I'm okay with that. It hasn't moved either. Oh, they had a True Fair launch. Oh, no ICO. Amazing, amazing. Quantum computing. Oh, I mean, it looks alright, huh? It doesn't look too bad. I've just literally just made a bit of money on this today's trade, so I can I can buy some now. Literally just since 4 p.m. just when I said, oh, this is the dip, just buy. That's all it was. This is probably going to make me rich. Yeah, good night, Nadi. I'm going to go really as well. Thanks for that altcoin. This is good. I'm going to look at this. Maybe do a video on this tomorrow, huh? And just kind of shill it a little bit. I don't know. I'm not in the business of shilling, but you know, it looks nice. It's got a nice website. I don't really have that many followers anyway, so it's not. No one's. I'm not going to move the market. What did I just do? was trying to move stuff, and I've. That's crazy that they have that, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, before I was like so kind of. I'm really bullish on TRVL, but TRVL is a slow burn. Whereas a lot of these other tokens, they have much more kind of pump potential in the shorter term. So even though I've like my 40% of my portfolio is TRVL, like Dtravel, but uh, before it was like 90% or 95%. But I realized that that wasn't a really good strategy. I kind of mixed it up since last year because a lot of these other tokens could actually pump much higher, and uh, and also with TRVL, I've just been accumulating that for 3 years, so I have enough TRVL to just not never sell it and just wait for their business to grow. To be honest with you, and I think like on a higher time frame, Dtravel TRVL will decouple from crypto completely, just because it's Airbnb. Uh, it's basically Airbnb, but peer to peer. I'm quite sure of that. But I like trading and is kind of buying these tokens, these these new projects. You never know, and this might be the next big thing. Get some of this. All right, I just transferred some money to Mix. Just buy a little bit, not much, just enough, just enough to be significant if it does 100x. All right, I'm probably gonna go to bed now. It takes a lot out of me chatting, and I'm gonna have to sort out. Do me a favor, yeah. Send me that overlay again because I'm gonna spend a little bit of time. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow morning. Probably do it later. I just want to spend some time and try and set it up so I can have my chats coming on the stream as well, so people know what I'm talking about. If you don't mind. Yeah, thanks. That's the one. Socials. Did I bookmark that? Yeah, I didn't bookmark that. Let me bookmark that. All right. Social stream. I've got a bookmarks now. Right. So D Dynex. Dyna, yeah, Dyna. I'm just going to check it. Dyna, no. Dynex. DNX. Why am I looking at Dyna? DNX. What's that? I was going to buy the wrong token. It's already up 9%, huh? All right, we've got some. Dynamics. I have to read up on it. I need to spend more time and read up on this these tokens that I'm trying. All right. Thanks for joining me, and have a good evening. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. So I'll probably be streaming. Let me think. Yeah, actually, probably kind of just around lunchtime. Probably around that time. See you guys.